Hey guys, Viggoman here and welcome back once again to the magnificent city of Sangra'Qur. This awesome project where we build a massive city in the desert in the southern part of the big continent called Ushea. In today's video I went a little overboard and I probably did more building than I should have, which is why this video here is so delayed. I think it is, I haven't really counted it, but it's probably more delayed than usual, and that is simply because I've built so much for this video here and I've had a blast. It's been such a fun time building this district here, and you might be wondering, what are we building? Well, we are building the art district. We are building a temple for the goddess of art, and we're building a theater or an amphitheater for the people to enjoy all sorts of entertainment as like theater and singing and I don't know, all sorts of stuff that they might want to see at an amphitheater. And then we're building professions that will supply this district here as well. If you're in my Discord, you might have seen the lore drop I put here about the religion of Sangra'Qur, and the goddess of art is called Ramsinoth, and she is actually the daughter of the almighty mother of everything Hesarin, which is the statue you've probably seen with like wings and stuff I have around here. So they're all related, and if you want to see all that, go into my Discord and just read on the 7 gods of Sangra'Qur. It's pretty awesome and it just adds a level of lore to this place as well. So in the future I do want to build temples and areas for all of these gods in some form, so I think that's going to be a lot of fun, especially like fleshing out the city with the lore in form of buildings. I think is cool, but I also want to build temples for gods outside Sangra'Qur, which is going to make this city feel international in a way as well. If you watched so far, I want to kindly remind you to click that like button and consider subscribing. It's one of the best ways of showing support to what I do, and it really just motivates me to keep on going. And as always, leave a comment if you have suggestions for Sangra'Qur, but also for other projects we can build together here. I really appreciate it, and I think together with you guys we can really make these builds here just come alive. As always guys, starting off the tour here with an aerial view of the area that we built, and this has to be one of my favorites. Just look how the skyline works here. It's so awesome. I think it's beautiful, but that's just my opinion, you know. I think you should be allowed to say that you like what you have built. I'm proud of this. I think it's really awesome, and I hope that you guys will like it as well. For today's video, I won't have time to go into every nitty-gritty details of each individual house, just because there is a lot of them, so many of them. So I will focus on an overview and kind of showing you off the smaller bits that are more important, and then you can come on the server yourself to check out the houses if you want to. First of all, we have this temple here. And this is the temple for Ramsinoth, the goddess of art and creativity, and she is portrayed as this statue here with like a cone-shaped head. It's supposed to be like something she wears, so that's kind of how she is portrayed. And if we ever do something for that as well somewhere else, we will try to kind of replicate this sort of design here. Probably different, but at least keep that cone-shaped head. From the time-lapse, I've done some changes due to some ideas from you guys in my Discord to add more colors, and I gotta say I like this a lot more. Like my initial thoughts is that I've always seen like these temples as a ruin, but back in the day, back when they built them, they would have painted them in ancient Egypt. So it just makes sense to add more color to them when we build them, even though we're more used to watching them and seeing them in all this just pure sandstone color. So I think it turned out great by adding some colors to the top here. It's an open kind of temple here, and then in the middle there's an opening here, and this is where they would worship, but also they can have like ceremonies here for the goddess, and they could sing. Like singing would be a sort of creativity stuff, or play music, show off statues and things. And this entire building here is just to kind of worship the goddess in all sorts of ways. Okay, so that's the idea behind this building here. Next to that we have an inn. No, not an inn, but a tavern, and it's closely related to this plaza here, which I haven't gotten down to working on yet. I remember asking you guys for ideas for this thing here eventually, and I haven't really decided what I want to do with it. I like how it is plain, but it doesn't really make sense to have this big opening all plain and stuff. So we'll get back to that, I think. But yeah, here we have a small tavern for visitors, and you can come in here and relax. So yeah, let's go fly up above here and take a look. What I really like about this district is that there's not a lot of this gridded kind of look for the streets, as like previous videos it was very like straight lines and stuff, which I do like, and it makes the buildings look more detailed in a way. But for this area here, most of the houses have a lot of different angles and things, and it makes the city more clustered, I think. Looks more clustered at least. So this couple of houses here, they have like a big shared backyard where they have their own like section, and working with art store stuff. Here we have like a pigment or paint maker like that. I think it looks awesome. Next to that we have someone making vases or amphoras and stuff like that. This building here is actually a barracks for defending this part of the wall over here. So this is not part of the art district really, but it kind of is. So and that's that. Here we have a carpenter who makes, my idea is that he makes props for the theater, so it kind of makes all sort of smaller, more detailed stuff, which is kind of cool. And yeah, I really like this backyard we have here. I think it's such a vibe in here. Really, really cool. And then around here we have more couple of houses here, and this narrow street. You know me, I love narrow streets like this. It's awesome. Back here we actually have a manor. One of the bigger buildings. There's a couple of reasons. One of them is the skyline looks awesome when we have buildings kind of stacked behind and above each other, so you can kind of see it from afar. I think that's just a beautiful look when it comes to cities. But also the idea is that this is for one of the actors or actresses, I don't know, who's really famous, and they live here. And maybe this is a manor that like the king gives to his favorite actor. And I know, like, especially in Norway, there's been like houses that famous artists live in, and they kind of get the privilege to live there, but then it's moved on to another privileged artist, either when they die or like they get to live there for 10 years and then someone else has to get to live there. I don't know, maybe some sort of deal works here as well, where this manor here is mostly used by different artists in a way. And it's a really cool looking manor. I think it's quite big, and it's kind of built into the hillside here, which is cool. And then below that, or it's actually a part of the manor, but it's kind of built up on a base here to kind of get even more elevated. We have some storage below like that, and also over here some storage, which is kind of nice. Yeah. And then we have another cluster of buildings here, which is also nice. Again, a lot of different angles. I think it's beautiful. Yeah, really cool. And they have like this backyard here, where there's one guy kind of just producing some eggs. He has a couple of chickens here. It's kind of cute. And then we have a blacksmith, mostly making tools, but also I believe he would make like stuff needed, like chains and minor things for the theater as well. So it's a cool forge here. Then this building here is whoops. Well, yeah, I'll go back and fix that. He makes like costumes and textiles for the actors as well. I do want to show you some of the houses, but I want to get the most important part first, alright? And then we might check in, because I love the interiors of all these houses here. I think they turned out great, so would be a shame not to take a look at any of them. And then, of course, the crown jewel, the amphitheater. I love this building here. Yeah, I think it's such a cool building, and I really like adding these. I can't remember what they're called, but one of you guys left some inspiration pictures in my Discord, and as always, I always read the messages you send me, either as a comment here or in my Discord channel. But I might not reply to everything, but I take a look at it, and oh, there's something has happened here. I need to fix that. But anyway, yeah, I think it's looking awesome. So here we have like the scene, and they've painted like a mural on the walls here to kind of be like the background. And yeah, it's kind of where they act and stuff. And then of course people would sit here. We have like people bringing some blankets to sit on and some drinks and stuff. And yeah, in the back here we have one of my favorite additions to this. Is a big ficus tree, and usually we just have palms and more like not tropical but drier looking trees, but I just imagine that there will become some humidity from the ocean here and then up through these mountains, and then kind of just create a humid area. And I love ficus trees with these aerial roots hanging down. And this is a small like shrine to Hirosin. I think Hirosin was the name. Hirosin, yeah, the god almighty of Sangra'Qur, and kind of behind here, the mother of Ramsinath. So this tree here is kind of planted for the goddess of all. And then up here we have where the king would watch the theater from, up here at this podium. Like, you just imagine you could get a nice view from here. Like, the scales aren't really that good, but yeah, so they have like their private area to sit here, and that's really cool. The interior for this is quite simple, but you come in here like that, and we have some props, we have some costumes, and some areas to prepare yourself, and like the actors would sit here and wait for their turn. But there's actually like a tunnel below here which opens up to the front of the stage, and this could be where like people just disappear in like the play, or they could come up here, or they could actually like move props and stuff underground and make them appear on the scene, which is cool. And then around here we have like more of this like benches for the actors to sit, some textiles they could use, yeah, areas for them to wait, and then there's some doors here integrated into the mural, which opens up like that, so they can get up here, just like imagine like Romeo and Juliet, and like one of them standing up here and the other one down below. So kind of a cool like place to have a play, I think. Upstairs, or up on the roof, there's some mechanical bits. We have a crane here, which they use to like, my idea is they could hang up all sorts of stuff, but the play they're currently running, they have like to portray day and night, and of course this would be played mostly during daytime so people could actually see. So when the sun is hanging here, it's daytime in the play, and they could like switch it up. They can like move it around and hang up the moon here, and then the people watching the play would know it's nighttime in the play. So that's kind of the idea, and they could of course like move more stuff and be creative here with that if they want to. Now let's take a quick look at some of the houses here, shall we? Let's figure out which one. Let's go for this one here, I think. So this here is a general shop, I believe. No, this is a musical workshop. This is where they make musical things. So here we have like a guitar, or I think it's called a mandola. Here we have a harp I tried to create. Over here we have like the workshop where he makes the instruments. So this is where you can kind of like buy instruments and stuff. And then there's a small storage area in the back here. You can run around like this and get to... Oh man, I forgot this room. Well. Up in here you can get into the upper sections like that, and then take the stair up like this, and then up here, up to the roof. Kind of cool. Yeah, let's check out this one as well. This is the paint shop thing. So this is where you come in. There's just like a little shop here. You can buy bottles of paint and jars and stuff of pigments. And this opens up to the backyard here, like that. In here we have, of course, like a kitchen area, some areas for them to sit and stuff, and it goes up here. We can get on top of the shop. A beautiful view of the backyard here. And then up here we have some beds and stuff for the family. Quite cool. And access to a little balcony here overlooking the streets. So yeah guys, if you want to check out these houses here in more detail, of course, come on the server and Torabot for yourself. Information is down in the description. And that will be it for today's video. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button. And if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.